What's better, running back, or wide receiver, running back? We're doing it live. I've got 2 drafts underway, side by side. Already kicked them off. Tyreek Hill from the 1 spot, almost on the clock at 5 here. Actually, let me draft before I hit the intro. So here we go. We're about to be on the clock. Spread out enough to where I have some time. I know the picks will collide at some point, but here we are. 1 second left. This guy's timing out. Who am I taking? Probably Bijan, I imagine. Okay, I'm on the clock in this particular best ball. Both are best ball manias. I'm going Bijan. I could go St. Brown, J.J. Hall. I'm going Bijan. Bijan it is, the fantasy football show. 2 best ball mania drafts at the same time. That show begins right now. Code Smitty. Link in description. Dropping the link in the live chat if you want to draft on Underdog. Let's go.
FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday,
8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
you're watching a
Graveyard Stream.
You're watching a graveyard stream. You're watching a graveyard stream where your boy is drafting 2 best ball mania, $1.5 million going to first place. 2 different drafts side by side, one from the 5 spot, one from the 1 spot, and here we go. Appreciate everybody in here. Blackbeard in the building. I don't know if Travis is in here. My mods, appreciate you. File on in. Hit that like button on the way in the door. There's already about 100 of you in here. Please punch that button. Brandon says fantasy at 11:30. I mean, how do you not know we do this like almost every night, Brandon? Like, you need to hit that notification button. Okay, we're getting close. Glad to have you here, Brandon. Glad to have you here. Phone lines will be open in a little bit. I may have to dump the phone lines too at certain points when I get crammed here with 2 picks back to back. One of these drafts is going really slow. The other was a little faster, and so I have a feeling they're going to catch up to each other. I was really hoping Achane was going to fall to this 24-25, and he has been like near clockwork in the last couple drafts that I've done where I haven't had the 1 pick. So I've had like the 7 or 8 pick, being forced to watch somebody with the 1 pick land Tyreek Hill or Lamb or whoever, and they get Achane and Kyron, or could get Achane and Kyron, and they don't take it. The bait being good, I mean. Let's see here. Let's go. Waddle. Okay, hopefully Kyron falls to this top draft here. Let me see if I can pull up the best player available at each of these picks so I can tell you who's likely to go. Here we go. 1 pick away. He's going to fall, I think. It's possible this guy goes RB, but very unlikely according to the averages, the law of averages with the wide receiver crave. Yeah, here we go. We're going Kyron Williams with this pick right here. Freaking unbelievable. Tyreek Kyron. I wish I had Achane. I don't. That's okay. I'm going to go with our boy. Damn, this is tough. I'm going to go Josh Allen here. I'm going to go very balanced. On the clock here. 26 seconds left. Come on, Achane had to go. Really? That's all right. Kyron's here. We're going to go Kyron here. Bijan, Kyron. So I got a Bijan, Kyron, a running back approach. We have a wide receiver running back approach. Now, a little unfair to compare what strategy is better, the topic of the night, running back, or wide receiver, running back, because one of them has a much more advantageous position. The top one, Tyreek Hill, Kyron, Josh Allen's fantastic. However, this running back might not be half bad at the end of it all. This is working out perfectly. Debo at 17. Someone says, amazes me that people take Debo Samuel that early, says Prince. I don't know what makes you think Debo isn't worth this 18 overall pick or the 16 overall pick, Debo's going to have a fantastic season, my guy. I don't know. You might want to get on the train. I don't think I'm going to let you on the train later when you try and hop on. Debo, especially with Ayuk potentially likely to get hurt or have a slow start because of the holdout or get traded. Either way, it's not looking good. All right, here we go. Yes, sir. All right, this next up in 3 picks in this draft, very strong shot at getting, obviously Dell. Obviously I could get Devontae Smith if he hangs on here. We got 3 picks and he's the 3rd guy available. If I could get Devontae Smith and then Jalen Hurts, woo, with the Kyron Bijan start, guy takes him. I'm not sure if any of these are our people in here. I tried to get in without having anybody in here, but DK's not bad. Tank Dell, a little early for Tank Dell, but not that early in best ball. In best ball, Tank Dell goes so damn early. He's the 7th guy pre-ranked up, to go queued up. So Tank Dell's not too early in this format. DK or Tank Dell here, guys. DK or Tank Dell. 27 seconds. DK, Tank Dell. Drop your prediction in the chat. I kind of like the idea of going Dell because maybe I go Stroud later with this team. Let's see what you guys think. I got 11 seconds left. I'm going to queue Tank Dell so that it times out on Tank Dell unless I got a couple DKs. I'm gonna go with Tank Dell. I'm going to go with the better offense. Tank Dell. Go Tank Dell. I got a lot of DKs. There's a few Tank Dells in there, though. All right, here we go. DK is a nice pick, too. They're both great picks. Donkey Kong. What are you talking about, bro? Oh, DK. Okay, DK, Donkey Kong. Laporta. All right, we're getting a little bit closer with this top draft. Let me swing over to that one. I'm 7 picks away in that one. Top guys available: Kelsey, Hurts, ETN, Amari Cooper, McBride, Pickens, Lamar, Josh Jacobs, Terry McLaurin. Patrick Mahomes went so early in this draft, which really sucks. Who took Patrick Mahomes? I just want to make sure that's not one of our people. That might be. He took Rashee Rice as well in the 3rd round. Jeez. I was getting Rashee Rice and Worthy and Mahomes in 4, 5, 6 like clockwork weeks ago. All right, on the clock. ETN's pretty good here. Josh Jacobs is pretty good here. I'm probably going to wait on a QB. I could go Kincaid with one of these picks. Probably go... Man. So balanced here. Let's go ETN and Kincaid. So the team is Tyreek Hill, Kyron Williams, Josh Allen, Travis Etienne, Dalton Kincaid. This is pretty solid. Damn. feeling really good about this top team. Tyreek, Kyren, Josh Allen, ETN, Dalton Kincaid. All right, let's get back down to this other draft. I am almost on the clock here. I'm on deck. One pick away. 4.8. So I got Bijan, Kyren, and Dell. I mean, I could go Diggs here and then come around and grab Stroud. Or I could go, so if I got Dell, Diggs, Bijan, Kyren, or I go, I don't draft a lot of Diggs, but this might be good. Let's try it. I don't do a lot of stuff on Diggs, but Diggs, Dell. Then we'll come back around and grab Stroud. I don't know if we'll grab Stroud this next pick. He goes around 70, so I guess at the end of the day, I could push it. He goes at 70. I could push it. I could try it. It could backfire though. We got to decide if we want to go. We got to decide if we want to go tank Stroud early. So again, this bottom team, Bijan, Kyren, Tank Dell, Diggs, and then I go Stroud, or I push it as ADP 70. I pick at 68. Then the thing that's nice is you see there's a quarterback in Josh Allen on team 12. There's a quarterback in team 9 with Jalen Hurts. 7's got a quarterback. There's a decent chance that, you know, there's only 1, 2, 3 other teams that might take a quarterback. So we'll play it by ear when we get on the clock. This top team is straight absolute madness fire. Tyreek, Kyren, Josh Allen, Travis Etienne, Dalton Kincaid. What do you guys think? Grab Stroud to get the Tank Dell Diggs stack now? Yes, grab them. Yes, 100% banana. I don't know if that's replying to me. Lock the QB stack. Do it. Okay. I'm going to listen to you guys on this one. We're going to go ahead. We could. The thing is, I don't know who we're even going to get here. Like, there's nobody that's really jumping out. I like Ridley a little bit. I like, kind of Walker. But because nothing's screaming, nothing's like standing out, I'm just going to do it. If there was somebody here that fell, and we're talking about the bottom draft here, I'd grab that player and push it on Stroud. Because there's 3 QBs already on teams from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. So 3 teams out of the... But since Lamar just went, hell no, am I waiting now? Okay, so we'll go Stroud here. These are both really good squads. Bijan, Kyren, Tank Dell, Diggs, Stroud. Love that. And then this top team is just straight, absolute nonsense fire. Tyreek, Kyren, Josh Allen, ETN, number 4 running back last year. I'll grab Bigsby, I'll be fine. Dalton Kincaid. Freaking fire. Al, I might hang up on you if I get too under pressure here. What can I do for you? Make it snappy. You're live.
Just had a draft, big money league, want to run it down, but if not, I'll call back.
Real quickly, bro. Don't give me your bench or anything. Just real fast.
Nah, first couple rounds, I started for the 3 spot. I got Hurts, and then I came back with Kyren, Achan, Debo, Kincaid, Mostert, Devontae, Coleman.
I'll be honest, I can't retain that. Sounds great, bro. I'm sorry, I can't retain it right now. The whole. Okay, hold on a second, bro. Let me get through this pick and maybe I can. So Coleman's here. I'm going to take Coleman with one of these picks. I've got 2 RBs. I could use a wide receiver. So I'm just going to take Coleman to buy myself some time. Let me buy myself some time. I took Coleman. I didn't want to ruin his ADP. Coleman's there. I've got Kincaid. This freaking stack is amazing. Monty, Kamara is nice. I really like Kamara here. Jameson Williams, guys. I'm going to go Kamara. I'm going to swing big with this pick. And I know it'd be nice to have a third receiver. I'm not going to lie, but at the same time, I've got Coleman. I've got Hill on this top team. Kyron, Josh Allen. Okay, so the team is Tyreek Hill, Kyron Williams, Josh Allen, Travis Etienne, Kincaid, Coleman, Kamara. I almost went Jameson Williams. I really like the Jameson Williams pick there, but I wanted to swing big. And with Kendre Miller looking like on the roster bubble bad, they've got nobody. It's Alvin Kamara. He's going to be used and utilized like he's 18 years old again. And I don't know if he'll hold up. Maybe we'll grab Taysom Hill a little later. But there's a lot of value here. And if they're throwing from behind, to Green Bean's comment that the Saints are bad, then they're throwing to him, bro. This is a PPR machine. Okay, so... did I just time out on the other draft? Damn it. I just timed out on Chris Godwin. Son of a... I blame you, Al. I blame Al. I'm hanging up on Al. God dang it. Chris Godwin, son of a bitch. I should have never answered the phone. I blame it on Al. Al, I didn't even open the phone line. Al, your Bijan card's gone.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
Son of a bitch. Who could I have got? Damn hell. Let's see. Kamara, I could have got... Yeah. Damn it. That's right. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe Godwin's going to have this. Maybe he's going to win me everything. He's going to win it all. Going back to the slot. Come on, Godwin. Damn, Coleman just went. I could have got Coleman. I could have got Coleman over Godwin. You know, everyone says this, that Underdog should have sounds and alerts. I agree. At this point, I'm getting I'm getting so pissed off. I do timeout on Godwin a lot. Why are we drafting Kamara? Laughing emoji. Kenobi, your Bijan card's taken away.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
Why do you think we're taking Kamara? All right. Refocused. Let's go. My running backs are Kyron and Bijan. I'm feeling really good here. Why are we taking Kamara, bro? Come on, man. All right, let's go. We'll either go JMO here, or we're going to go... Let's go JMO here. Wouldn't that be amazing if I still won it all or something with this Godwin one? Team's looking pretty solid still. Bijan, Kyron, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, Chris Godwin, CJ Stroud, Jameson Williams. We're really good at wide receiver. Didn't want to force RB here because I got two amazing RBs. I'll get Quorum later. Okay. I'll forgive you in a few minutes, Al. Just give me a second. I got to get through. Phone lines on double drafts while handling phone lines and live chats and super chats is a little much. Maybe phone lines might not be open right now. I'll open the phone lines after. Ian with 2 super chats. Ian, appreciate you. Ian says 10 team PPR whiffed on tight end, but squads AR5, Bijan, Kyron, MHJ, Devontae Smith. You didn't whiff on tight end. Musgrave's fine. Ayuk, Tank Dell. Come on, bro. Plus, you could do some trades like, I don't know, like you could afford to trade Ayuk for a tight end, bro. I'd probably do that. It's a smash. Thank you for the $5 hauler. And team I just mentioned, that would, what do you think about trading Ayuk for Connor? There you go. For Connor and Njoku? Sure. I'd do that trade. I definitely would trade. I think Njoku's pretty good. I definitely would trade Ayuk straight up for like a Kincaid or McBride, though, if you can just pull that off and get a heavier hitter. You know what I'm saying? All right, with this team, I can't screw this team up. Jordan Love and Jaden Daniels are available if I want to get crazy. Chase Brown's available. Shakir's there if I want to keep stacking. My receivers so far are Tyreek and Coleman only, so this definitely needs to be a wide receiver if at all possible. I could go, should I go Samuel and Shakir back to back? Or go Romeo Dobbs? What do you guys think? I'm going to take one of them, but I can read your response. So what do you think we should do? Grab the entire Buffalo stable? Curtis Samuel, Shakir? I'm going to go Curtis Samuel here. Let me know if we should do the double. The triple decker with Kincaid. We'll have the entire Buffalo Bill wide receiver room. I think we're just going to do it. Shakir. Okay. I got to go back to the other team real quick. Hold on. On the clock. Just in the nick of time. We've got CJ Stroud, Bijan, Kyron, Tank Dell, Diggs, Godwin, Jamo. Running backs, probably going to roll with, could go Chase Brown here. Brock Bowers. Let's go Chase Brown. Let's take our sleeper. We'll go Chase Brown. So this team right here on the bottom is as follows. Again, timed out on freaking Godwin, but it doesn't look that bad. Like I'm not even that worried about it. Hi, Smitty. Germany loves you. Thank you. Appreciate you. I love Germany back. Bijan, Kyron, Tank Dell, Diggs, CJ Stroud, Chris Godwin, Jamison Williams, Chase Brown. Unbelievable team. Still, even though I timed out. Tyreek Hill on the far left on team one up the top. One spot. Tyreek Hill, Kyron, Josh Allen, ETN, Dalton Kincaid, Keon Coleman, Alvin Kamara, Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir. Chase Brown. That's a great team on the team one slot. But this team's good too. Chase Brown team. I like Brock Bowers here. This is my Stroud team, right? Okay, Stroud. So I could go Brock Bowers if I wanted to go. I like Dontavian Wicks. Wicks would be fantastic. We got a lot of RBs here. See here on the we're on the bottom team now. We're about to be on the clock. I feel like we could go. We could go Zach Moss. Should we do Zach Moss and cuff him to Corum, and then we'd have Kyron, Bijan. I don't know that we need to. No, let's swing bigger. We're swinging big. I like Wicks a lot. I think I'm gonna go. Maybe we just go Goddard. I don't know. Ferguson's gone. Whoever's asking for Fergie, he's gone. Rock out. I can answer real quick, bro. Where Marsman can get through, but just real quick. Hold on. I'm on the clock, Rock out. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
I don't want to curse you into existence here. Let's go Brock Bowers. I'm I'm going to go Brock Bowers here. Because I had to think for a second. This is the team I don't have a tight end, so Bowers was a great pick there. Chase Brown. These are all quality picks, except for Chris Godwin, which is pretty decent actually at the end of the day. But so this 5 spot: Bijan, Kyren, Tank Dell, Diggs, Stroud, Godwin, JMO, Chase Brown, Brock Bowers, and I have Kincaid in the other draft. So I was almost having a brain freeze on whether I had Kincaid in that draft or this draft. It gets crazy. Rock out, what's up?
Yeah, at the 306, would you take DK or Cup?
306 DK or Cup? Cup.
Yeah.
Cup. I'd take Cup at the 3.1. DK, I like DK, but I just passed on DK for Tank Dell, which wasn't the most popular pick to the crowd, because most people voted DK, but I went with a stack though, which worked out beautifully. And I don't like stacking. I don't force stacks, but when you get a great stack like Stroud and Dell, I ended up with the amazing Stroud, Dell, Diggs. So it worked out great for me. But yeah, tough call, bro. Tough call. I'd say Cup though, for me.
Yeah, that's who I win in a draft. Will Cup. DK's number 1, but I still believe in Cup in their offense.
Yeah.
So I went Cup.
All right, hold on a second, bro. Up next, Blake Corum fell. Thank God. I was pushing my luck. I'm on the clock in both drafts. Hold on. Rock out. Hey, call back. I gotta hang up. I'm sorry. Okay, 18 seconds. Blake Corum. I gotta take him there. Then I gotta go back to this draft. Good God. This one is what? Which one is this? Okay, this is the one where I already have. I was timing out. Damn it. I went to a Tagovailoa. I had him queued, so it's okay. He's a great backup QB. It's fine. That's a big play guy. He in best ball I love having Tua because he can literally drop those insane like 50, 45 point games or whatever. So fantastic backup QB. I was on the clock in basically 3 different picks because I back-to-backs in one and I was on the clock in the other. So we did pretty good managing a Blake Corum, Tua, who was queued, and then Blake Corum. All right, so let's review these teams real quick. This top one is absolutely flawless, I think. Even the Tua pick I queued him for a reason. We got Tyreek Hill, Kyren Williams, Josh Allen, Travis Etienne, Dalton Kincaid, Keon Coleman, Alvin Kamara, Curtis Samuel, Shakir, Blake Corum, Tua Tagovailoa. This team over on the bottom at the 5 spot has Bijan, Kyren, Tank Dell, Diggs, Stroud. Chris Godwin I timed out on. Probably would have took Keon Coleman or Kamara. Jamison Williams, Chase Brown, Brock Bowers, Corum. And we're swinging back around this way. All right, let me hit these super chats real quick. Sorry, Rock Out. I couldn't do it all at the same time. Hold on, let me get this one. Same team I just mentioned. What would you think of trading Ayuk? Oh yeah, I answered this one. Ayuk and Kyren. Ayuk, Kyren, Corum for Gibbs, Bowers, and Evans. No, not doing that one. Don't trade Kyren Williams and Corum, bro. But I would definitely trade Ayuk, my guy. I think if I'm you, I'm trading Ayuk to get a tight end, as I said. But no way in hell am I trading Kyren and Corum. Ian, appreciate your super chat. Ian says, my Ayuk, Kyren, Corum, Gibbs, Bowers. No, I don't. No. My Ayuk, Kyren, Corum for Gibbs, Bowers. No. Nope. There's no way you're going to word that I'm going to want to do it. Sorry. Let's see here. What do I got? On this team? I have Bijan and Kyren. I've got Blake Corum. I've got the amazing wide receiver room. Can kind of go in any direction I want to go right here. Trey Benson's even a thought, potentially, on the clock. I queued Benson just in case. I'm gonna go Benson. I'm gonna swing for huge upside. Combat, appreciate you. $10 hauler gets a moonshot. Rock out, you can call back in if you want.
To the moon.
You can call back in if you want, Rock out. I was slammed there. Lamar Jackson, Breece Hall, Achane, Garrett Wilson, Diggs, Kelsey, Dell, Worthy, Coleman, Smitty approved 10-man. Yeah, that's a smash team, bro. Almost too good. I almost wonder if some people didn't show up to that draft. Lamar Jackson, Breece Hall, Achane, Garrett Wilson, Diggs, very good. Nothing I even want to trade there, bro. I'm riding that team into the double-digit wins. Smash. I mean, if a trade offer comes your way, listen, door always open policy for trades. Guys, thumb up. We got 223 people in here, and only 63 of you have slapped that like button. What's up, Rock Out?
Yeah, what's your feeling on Zamir White and Stevenson?
Damn, I wanted Wright. He took Wright. Zamir White and Stevenson, they're okay. I was higher on them in the offseason. I'm not saying I'm not high on them, but their offense is
kind of a little down.
Yeah, their offenses just aren't good enough to compete, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty slow pace and all that.
Yeah. Underdog Fantasy Code Smitty. Link is, let me pin the link in the live chat for you guys that want to draft alongside. I do like these doubles. I don't think anybody else does these. Anybody tries, you know where they're getting it. They're getting it from me. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second, Rock Out. I'm on the clock. In the top draft, I got Dublays here. I've got good RB action. Wide receivers, I'm pretty much free to do whatever. Dotson's kind of interesting here. I still really like Dotson. I'm going to take Dotson with one of these picks. And I wanted Wright. I really wanted Wright. Let's go Ray Davis. Let's just do it. Let's just go all Buffalo. Look, here's the thing, is if James Cook goes down or gets replaced, this team's going to be in the mix. This team is absolutely going to be in the mix, this top team, because I got all the Bills at that point. I've got Tyreek Hill, Kyren, then Josh Allen, ETN, Dalton Kincaid, Keon Coleman, Alvin Kamara, Curtis Samuel, Shakir, Blake Corum, Tua, Dotson, Ray Davis.
Wow.
And I really like Ray. I think Ray. And I might even take Frank Gore later at the end of the draft.
I liked him during the draft.
All right, on the clock. Hold on. I've got. I could use a QB here. This is when I have Bijan in, right? Let's go Kirk Cousins here. So now I've got Bijan and Cousins. Kind of side stacked there. I've got obviously Tank Dell, Diggs, Stroud. I've got a lot of stackage here. We're looking pretty good. Brock Bowers. Okay. John S., you're live. What do you hear? What do you say?
Hi, Smitty. How are you?
Good, bro. I'm flying high through 2 drafts. Only 1 timeout, but it wasn't the end of the world. I think, I still absolutely love the team, which says how good of a draft I feel it is. But I don't know. Maybe Godwin's not much of a point difference at all whatsoever from the player I would have taken, so it's not a big deal. But
I mean,
what's
I
up?
put in the comments saying, I was gonna say, I put in the comments saying like, Godwin could get 1,000 yards. I think he could do
Yeah.
better than Mike Evans.
Yeah. What can I do for you, bro?
I mean, I know you're high on Marvin Harrison Jr. as a rookie, but how about Malik Neighbors? Even though, I mean, I'm an Eagles fan, but Malik Neighbors, he was good coming out of college.
Was he was good coming out? Of course he was good coming out of college. He was a freaking superstar. He's also a superstar in the making, but he's got a governor on him, bro. It's like a race car that can go 200 miles per hour, and he's only going to be allowed to go about 150. It's not his fault, but his situation blows, bro. I mean, he can only do so much. How many touchdowns can he get when his QB is going to either vulture them and run them in himself or can't throw worth crap? Because Dimes is one of, if not the worst starting quarterback in the National Football League. You agree or disagree? It's okay if you disagree. But...
No, I agree. Daniel Jones is terrible.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love him, bro. Dynasty, I love him. And I like him. I'll take him in the I'm starting to feel like late third round, the fourth round turn. Like where he kind of feels like a fourth rounder is where I do like Neighbors a lot. Because, I mean, he gets that, sleepwalks into that value. But when people take him too high, like their high third drafted player, or especially the 2-3 turn, it's madness, man. There's not a lot to like there. I might need another tight end here. I'm probably going to go with Goddard and take Goddard here to go with Bowers. That way I feel very covered at the tight end position. And I don't feel like there's players. I guess I could go. Yeah, there's not a lot here that's like screaming, take me. Leggett is here. I like Leggett a little bit. Goddard just went. Who is that? Because that's the second time he's done that when I've mentioned it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and wait on a tight end. I'll come back for like Ben Sinnott or something. I'm on the clock.
Speaking of tight ends, it's like there's a lot of value this year on late tight ends.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with Leggett here. You know what? Let's go Braylon Allen. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running backs. I'm done. I usually just go 5, but I'm done at 6. My wide receivers are super strong with Tank Dell, Diggs, Godwin, and J-Mo, so I could almost go one lighter wide receiver, one heavier RB, and be fine with it. But usually I do construct my teams very... I'm on the clock. Hold on. Let's go Ben Sinnott, because I was going to time out. And... how many RBs do I got? I'm pretty good on RBs. What QBs are left? I'm going to go likely. Sorry, I haven't scrolled down. Sorry, guys. So here's my team. I'm a pretty big advocate of trying to dominate the quarterback and tight end position in best ball. And even though I have Kincaid, I really wanted to have some breakouts. Isaiah Likely, look, Andrews is already banged up. You know, I think Likely is going to be used a ton no matter what. And I think he's got monster win a league potential this late. So does Ben Sinnott. And there's no harm in having two tight ends that could smash later and really have me just destroy at the position. On top of the fact that I feel so good with my depth on this entire team, having all the Buffalo Bill wide receivers, Kyron, I got Corum, ETN. I didn't think about Bigsby. Where's Bigsby going? Oh, he's still available. He's pretty late. He's pretty far down there. I should be able to get him. So this team looks like straight fire to me. And I have Tua. I've got my 3 tight ends. I usually draft 3, no matter what. I don't want to get screwed out of the position. People say oftentimes like, oh, it's only 2 or 3 or 4 points. It's only tight end. I totally disagree. I think if you smash that position, you got a huge statistical advantage. So that's that team. This team down here, I'm close to being on the clock. So hold on 1 second, callers. Let me come to you in 1 second. Let me just make this draft selection here. We're on the clock. This is the team. I've got Stroud and Cousins. I got all the RBs. I need some wide receivers pretty bad in this draft. I think I got a trick up my sleeve. Oh, man. I was timing out. I wanted to get Yoshi Voss. Part of me thinks this drafter before me is one of ours. He has to be because I've mentioned a few things. And I wanted to get Yoshi Voss and Jermaine Burton together and timed out on it, but it's okay. I still like Burton a lot, but Yoshi Voss is probably getting all the he's probably the third wide receiver at this point, but Burton's so good. We'll see what happens, especially with Chase holding out. We'll have to see how it all plays out. But that's okay. I still like the pick. It's just I really wanted to get them together, and the fact that he had already taken them. But go ahead, Justin. You're live. As quick as you can.
Hey, so what are your selling points for Senate specifically?
Stud. Absolute straight baller. And Adam Peters, who is the man who found George Kittle. He's the one that picked him out and said, this is my next George Kittle. So those are two good things. And you have JD5, who's going to be one of the best throwers in the National Football League. Those are all, like, I think, very good things.
Okay, that was all I needed, because I had heard you bring up Ben Sinnott. Like, I've just heard you bring up Ben Sinnott a lot over the past couple of months, but I've never been on the stream specifically to hear why. So I mean, that's dope.
Yeah, I mean, Adam Peters knows scouting, bro. He knows what in the hell he's doing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I don't know anything about Adam Peters, to be honest with you, but
let me see here. Hold on a second.
that's only. Appreciate you, bud.
Yeah, hold on 1 second, bro. Just hang tight right there. I've got Brock Bowers only, right? Brock Bowers. I could go likely here and then. Oh, I'm on the clock in the other draft. Son of a bitch. It's not showing up. Damn it. Okay, hold on a second, guys. Hold on. I'm dumping the phone line. Call back. It's just too much. 2 drafts is too much. I'm still I'm really good at multitasking, but I got to make sure I smash this. Okay. Let's go likely here. There we go. And then I'm almost up on this one. And I had a freeze on my on my screen. It wasn't on the clock. I thought it was. We're good. All right, almost on the clock with back-to-backs here. I was wondering why it wasn't showing up, but it was a delay I had on the stream that I had over here. I'm looking at 4 different things. All right, phone lines are back open after this pick, these double picks. So if you want to call back in, call back in. I'm going to have a new phone line dump button where when I'm doing something or I've got super chats that come flowing in, I'm hitting a button that says dumping phone line and you're all getting tossed. You can call back in. It's no offense to anybody. It's just a way to keep things. We do a lot of chaos here, okay? This is a chaos environment. We'll go Fields. And then what do we need here? We got 3 QBs, got 3 tight ends. We got potentially a wide receiver needed here. Let's go with Whittington. Now the stream's getting a little crazy because I have. There, I went Whittington. You're live, John S.
Yeah, I'm back. I was gonna say, like my other question was like, I know you do like a lot of best balls and stuff, but in a redraft, like, what's your strategy still? Like a balanced approach?
In redraft for my approach is always best player available, bro. Like, I mean, I say that almost every day. Best player available, best player available.
And
best,
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Every single time. You know, if that opens the door to something special that is running back, I take it. If it opens the door to something else, wide receiver, I take it. I've got drafts right now that I went running back, wide receiver, quarterback, wide receiver. And I've showed people, I'm like, hey, check this one out. And they're like, I thought you don't like wide receiver. Like, I like best player available. It takes you down weird roads sometimes. You got to be open-minded to anything. What else you got real quick, pal? And then I might have you call right back in as I finish these drafts. Or just put you on mute. What else you got?
I mean, that's it for now.
Okay, hang tight. Just mute real quick. I'll come right back for you. I'm going to open the phone lines back up, and then we're going to be able to talk this out. All right, so hang tight, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. He sounds so defeated. Okay, Corley. I could go Tank. Yeah, this guy from this spot is definitely in our live stream because he just took Tank Bigsby right here. Oh, wait, hold on. That's not my ETN draft. Okay, never mind. Maybe he's not. Let's go with let's go Malachi Corley. And then let me put this. It's getting a little crazy because I'm so deep in the draft. I can't even scroll down on the browser anymore. I have to put both browsers up like this in order to get it to show. And that one I accidentally expanded too much. Okay, so Corley. Whittington. What does this team right here need? This one where I'm on the top here. This team needs, I got one more pick at the very end. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 RBs.
How many quarterbacks you got?
Tank Bigsby gone. You have 3. Tank Bigsby's probably my pick, but I don't know that he's going to make it. He's like the 4th. He's the 3rd ranked guy now. I should have took Tank Bigsby instead of Whittington. This is part of having 10,000 things going on. Maybe I get lucky and people are needing one specific thing and they don't need RBs at this point. I don't know. We'll have to see. Tank Bigsby, 3rd ranked player. Javon Baker. Looks like wide receivers are kind of a trend here. Let's keep it going. Hopefully someone needs a backup quarterback. Justice Hill. Tank Bigsby is the 2nd ranked player on the board. It's not a necessity, but I'd love to have Tank Bigsby as my last pick. Mr. Irrelevant. I'm going to have to draft on this other draft before. What do I need in this one? This one I'm 2 picks away. I've got both positions loaded. I'm really only in need of QB and tight end. So let's go with, is Bo Nix available? No. I could go Taysom Hill. My QB's... Oh, no. Kirk Cousins. I'm going to go Penix Jr. in this particular draft. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so he set up. Penix Jr. is going to go through. Did Tank Bigsby go yet? No, he didn't. We have 3 more picks. Not a necessity, but it will be nice. Will be nice to lock up Kyron Corum, Alexander Madison. Okay. All right, here's this pick here. We're going to go with Penix Jr. I didn't need to do that now, but I don't have time to look for another player because he easily could have queued him for the next pick because he goes later, but I don't care because I got to get back to this other pick. This is my team that I want to make sure I smash this top one. Will Shipley. Yeah. Tank Bigsby's the 2nd ranked guy. Vidal's right ahead of him, and he's vanished. Nobody wants Vidal anymore. I'm not saying that I necessarily agree. Vidal. Oh. Yeah. Tank, he's a top ranked. Yes. Tank Bigsby. That was impressive. That was crazy. I didn't think that was going to hold. All right, these are Best Ball Manias. So my most recent Best Ball Mania that I've done right here. Let me put that up on screen here. Actually, let me just put my team. I'll just exit out of this and I'll grab my teams and throw them on. What's up, Silver Rapture in the building? All right, John S., what else you got, bro? What do you hear? What do you say?
Another question I just thought of was your thoughts on Kendry Miller probably getting cut.
I don't know if he'll get cut. I know that he's definitely not looking good right now. I don't know if he'll get cut, though. I think that's coach speak. I think they're trying to light a fire under him. I don't think they can cut him. They don't have a better option. Like Taysom Hill is their better option right now, but I don't know that they can just replace him. So I think they're just, they're basically saying, he could get cut. You never know. I think they're saying, bro, you got to stay healthy or you have no job with us. They're trying to tell him that. And, sometimes people can't help getting hurt, but, this guy needs to figure it out. He needs to figure it out.
They don't have Jamal Williams?
Yeah, but I don't think that's why I think Taysom Hill is going to get a lot of work this year. He's such a good pick. I've been probably the biggest Taysom Hill advocate you could find from year to year, like constant Taysom Hill content where I put up that 1 year that Taysom Hill was a QB tight end on ESPN where it was a controversy, and he's back to being a tight end and QB again. I created content specifically in the offseason to draft Taysom Hill for that very reason, to put him as your tight end 3, wait. And then when it came true, everybody cried like babies to ESPN. 11 owners out of every 12, so only one person can own Taysom Hill. So 11 people were crying like babies in every single league, and it made it felt like ESPN had to do something. It was ridiculous. Just a bunch of babies.
They did have to do something here.
Hold on one second, bro. Cousins. Likely Bowers. I'll go Jonnu Smith. All right, so here's this team. These are my two teams. Team number 1 from the 1 slot is on the left. The team that drafted from the 5 spot is on the right. And let me just shrink this down a touch so I can get the 3 tight ends to show up at the bottom. There we go. So you guys tell me, what team is better? Team 1 from the 1 spot or team 2 from the 5 spot? Josh Allen, Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Fields. This is Best Ball Mania. $25 an entry, $1.5 million to first place. Josh Allen, Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Fields, Kyren, Etienne, Kamara, Corum, Ray Davis, Tank Bigsby, Tyreek Hill, Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, Shakir, Dotson, Whittington, Kincaid, Ben Sinnott, and Likely. And then over here, we've got C.J. Stroud, Kirk Cousins, and Penix Jr., Bijan, Kyren, Chase Brown, Blake Corum, Trey Benson, Braylon Allen, Tank Dell, Diggs, Godwin, J-Mo, Burton, Corley. And then I've got Brock Bowers, Likely, Jonnu Smith. What team's better? This team or this team?
I'd say the first team.
I got one person saying team 2 by a mile, huh?
Oh.
One person said, I complained about that controversy. Yeah. I don't know what side you were on, but these are 2 really good teams. I really like these teams. I love this Buffalo Bill team. It really makes me feel like I'm going to get a bunch of production. The fact that I got all the wide receivers, Kincaid and Ray Davis and Josh Allen, obviously, and then I still have like Tyreek Hill, Kyren, Etienne as and Kamara as additional assets to go alongside of all of that Buffalo Bill production. And if Josh Allen craps the bed 1 week, what I've done was compiled sleeper breakout tight ends in Sinnott and Likely, and grabbing Tua Tagovailoa. And again, the running backs are independent from the Buffalo Bill offense, so like I'm completely covered. I think with this team, it's got tons of dynamic, ness to it. So like, let's say Keon Coleman, Shakir, and Curtis Samuel all crap the bed because Josh Allen craps the bed. I've got some hope in Tyreek carrying my wide receiver room. I still got some production from those guys. I got Dotson, maybe does something. Whittington, kind of a thin wide receiver room. Like maybe I should have explored maybe not going Ray Davis, I guess, and grabbing another wide receiver. But Ray Davis could win the league too because uniqueness does that. And this team right here, I mean, Kyron, Corum, Bijan, Chase Brown, I got so much ability to smash at the RB room. My QB, I got the Bijan and Kirk Cousins correlation, or the Penix Jr. and Bijan, which some people don't consider a correlation when you have the QB and running back, but I think because Bijan could be a 6 touchdown receiving player, it makes some sense. And then my tight end room, I got a breakout in Brock Bowers, if not Likely. Jonas Smith's pretty damn good. Diggs and Dell and Stroud. As much as I want to say Mahomes and Josh Allen in those offenses are probably the best stacked teams you could find in redraft, where stacking can be a hampering thing, the Texans are probably right there, because if they're winning, they're balling. If they're losing, they're throwing the hell out of the football. So I don't know. I'm kind of banking on the Texans having very few low scoring games. Rock out. What's up, my guy?
Yeah. Any updates on the Marsman League for tomorrow?
Any updates? It's at 5 p.m. Eastern. And that's 2 o'clock my time, 2 o'clock West Coast time. And we'll do the draft order either right before or right on the live stream. So we'll have to see if I have enough time to do it on the... I probably will go live a little early, I hope. And then we'll do it on the live stream. I got to get a hold of... I got to make sure I can see that draft. Let me go into the app real quick and see if I can see the Moonmen board, because I need to be able to stream that. If not, somebody needs to send me the link to it, but for some reason it doesn't.
One guy missing in the Marsman.
Who would that be?
Team 9, whoever was getting replaced.
Oh, I just need to assign his team. That's it. Let's add him to the team. Yeah, because Salty Chopper. Yeah, Salty Chopper won the Moonman League, so he's moving up to the Marsman. So I just need to assign the team. So hold on 1 second. Let me do that. He's in the chat and everything. Okay, so let's see rosters. Let me assign it real quickly. Members, assign members to a roster. Team 9, Salty Chopper. Boom. All right, I suppose, let me see if I can see the Moonmen draft. Marsmen, Moonmen, draft room. Yeah, I should be good. I should be able to pull it up and view it. And I think I'm commissioner of that one, so I technically could do the draft order live right now on the channel. No, I'm not commissioner, I think, of that one.
Oh, in the Moonman? I'm in the Marsman.
B-Man, are you watching right now? I don't know if B-Man's watching. Call in if you are. Because we could technically do the draft order right now on the live stream if we wanted. But I want to do them both at the same time. Let me see if I got these super chats real quickly, and then I'll go to Travis, and then I'll go back over to John, who's been waiting patiently. Smitty, rate my draft from pick 3. Allen, Bijan, Achane, MHJ, Rice, Kincaid, Walker, Bench, Brooks, Keon, Ridley, Diggs, Smitty. I don't know what he's writing there. Brian Thomas, Junior, Bowers. I like it. It's a really good team. Allen, Bijan, Achane, MHJ, Rice. Wow. Kincaid. Hard to believe this is anything but a 8 man. Like 10 man, that's even really, really good. That's fantastic, man. If that's a 10 man, I'd say like that's easily 8.5 team for me. Miles, appreciate you. 12 team half PPR. Gibbs, Achane, Cup, Dell, Richardson, Kincaid, Reed, Coleman. Thoughts? This is like that 12 team league 8.0. Like really, really good. Gibbs and Achane, Cup, Dell, Richardson, Kincaid, like Reed. This is fantastic. This is exactly where you want to be. You get one other thing cooking, whether it's a waiver wire guy or somebody balling out, and you just advance over everybody. But you're easily, in my opinion, probably a top 4 team. So it's a great squad. Fantastic job. Travis, what's up? Which team do you like better? Team 1 from the 1 spot or team 2 from the 5?
Let me look at them quick.
Both of them have Kyron. Both have Likely.
I think, what are the tight ends for the Stroud team? I can't say them right now.
Stroud team is Bowers, Likely, Jonnu Smith.
And they're pretty close. I might slightly go with first team.
Yeah, I kind of the Buffalo team. I mean, I think I protected a bad Bills game. Like I protected it so well. I mean, how do you worry about that when you have Tua and Fields? You've got Kyron and Etienne and Kamara have nothing to do with it, and then Tyreek Hill. I mean, jeez. Like I have all the Buffalo Bills except for James Cook, and I have Kyron, Etienne, Kamara, and Tyreek Hill. It's crazy. And I'm sorry, I didn't even mention when I made this selection, the cuffing of Tua and Tyreek Hill like is absolutely,
Right.
3 dimensions of creativity. I think it's like my top receiver stacked to my second quarterback, my top quarterback stacked to the entire Buffalo Bill pass catching room. Like I'm feeling like this is the right formula to weather through anything, and then when they all pop off, have one of those like 200-point games. So we'll see. Feeling pretty good about it. I love this team. I don't think I made a mistake on this one. This one, Godwin, I clearly screwed up, but doesn't look bad. Like if I take Godwin off and put Kamara in, let's say, I mean, probably negligible.
Yeah, I mean, and Godwin isn't going to hurt you.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have a lot of blow-up weeks, but, if he could be your best receiver on a week where a couple others fail. So.
Yeah, that's fine. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise.
3 receivers anyway.
Yeah, it might be a blessing in disguise. Well, I probably would have went Keon Coleman, but I was just throwing a name out. But Keon Coleman or Kamara would have been my pick. But Keon Coleman, I mean, can Godwin outscore Keon Coleman? Sure. Most people probably think he's going to, but I'm definitely not one of those people. I'm definitely a guy that sees nothing but dollar signs when I look at Keon Coleman. But that's me. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. If anybody wants to draft like this, the link's pinned in the live chat. I believe it is. Let me just make sure it is. Here's the link one more time. Even if it's not pinned or it is pinned, it's still right here. Dropping it there. Tom Cook with a super chat. Tom, appreciate you. $10 holler says 1.02 keeping Brees in the 5th round. Okay, that's great. Deciding my first pick between Bijan or next best available wide receiver is AJB. Do I roll Savage double hero RB? I definitely would not pass on Bijan and Hall together. Look, you're gonna have one struggle or the other. This is like the example of you have a gallon of water and you have 6 cups in front of you. I'm not saying that there isn't some rhyme and reason to I'll be able to find more water by going wide because there's running backs to grab later, but in a sense you're pouring this 1 gallon just differently into all the cups, and you're gonna load up the RB cup to the rim. You take Mahomes even after that, you're loading up the QB cup to the rim. And while someone has an argument to make that the wide receiver cup's going to be very low, and someone says some casual comment like your receivers are light, like, shiat. I know that. But if I land my wide receivers, if you're underestimating my Coleman, Worthy, and Rice, and Ridley, and whatever combos I have, you're done. My team is going to blow you out of the water. And if it doesn't, I bet you I still hang for as long as I need to, and I figure it out. So I think, like, first of all, that's even best ball talk. Like, if you do a non-best ball draft, bro, so many wide receivers are going to be available to you. I mean, Tank Dell gets laughed at. I took Tank Dell in the 3rd round in this draft right here. And if a person that doesn't play best ball were to hear that, they would laugh. They'd be like, oh my God, he goes around 5 or 6 in the Yahoo draft. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, bro? It's a different world. But I'm telling you, Tank Dell, if he's worthy of this, then think about how valuable he is. Go Bijan and Dell versus going A.J. Brown and then the running back you get later. There's no wrong answer, but I'm going savage mode, pal. Thank you, Cook. Appreciate you. And the last super chat here to catch me up, then I'll go over to Sebastian. Rate my team 14-man. Allen, JD5, JT, Mostert, Pollard, Chase Brown, Wright, MHJ, Neighbors, Cooper, Brian Thomas, Pearsall, Pitts, Sinnott. I like it. I mean, 14-teamer, bro. You can't complain about this. I don't like Amari Cooper, though. I just don't. Pollard and Cooper, Mostert and Cooper, try and upgrade your RB2. That would be what I'd say. So until then, it's not in the 8s, not an 8.0 out of 10. It's just not yet, but it's so capable of it. You just need to make the one move. I lied. I'm sorry. One more. What are you thinking about my team so far, Smitty? 12-team PPR, 9 in a 9-round. I have Mahomes, Kyron, Aaron Jones. I don't like Aaron Jones. JJ, Devontae Smith, Diggs. That's a great wide receiver room. Xavier Worthy, fantastic. I probably would have said, like, instead of Diggs, you got JJ, Devontae Smith, and Worthy. I'm trading Diggs for upgrading Aaron Jones. Diggs and Aaron Jones for a better running back. I would not have gone Aaron Jones, personally. And I think Diggs I would have rather gotten like a Coleman type player at wide receiver instead of Diggs and gone running back, like Jacobs or something instead of Diggs, or, I mean, who knows what you could have got. Sebastian, you're live. But good team.
What's up?
Make a trade, Jared. What's up?
What do you have on the Bears backfield right now?
Question mark? Big.
We still don't know anything from preseason?
Well, I mean, we know that Swift and, they want to use him, but like how much? He's a weapon back. They proved that in the game that they want to get him a big play here and there for sure. But is he going to be the between the tackle guy? I mean, probably Khalil Herbert and Roshan, one of those two will take over that role by week 4 or 5. My guess is that the whole offense, I'm not saying Caleb doesn't score fantasy points or have a miracle throw here or there. Like, no one's questioning his ability to throw the football down the field. Like, he's got physical talent, but Shane Waldron does not. So I have a feeling that whatever we see, they're gonna have to rework it. I do sense they've got a good start to the year. They could win some games, but I have a feeling that we're gonna see them retool some things. Like, we gotta look at this. We gotta take a look at it. We got too much talent to not have this thing more well oiled. And it's true. If they brought in Kingsbury, I don't know. Maybe I'd be on board. But they brought in Shane Waldron. He's a 2 wide receiver specialist. Like, I don't know why people are even defending this guy. So I think that, like, if they don't, whatever they're doing now, they won't be doing it running back week 4, 5, 6, 7.
There's a whole lot of ambiguity because we've just never really seen that. Really, we can say that type of talent because the franchise has been pretty trash the last 20 or so years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's interesting that they went out of their way to actually help out their quarterback. I can't remember the last time they did that.
They haven't. I mean, they've been failing. They didn't do anything for Fields. And they got rid of him, and then they stacked the team with wide receivers. But the thing that's going to be wild, though, is You can't just, I mean, the NBA showed us this. You can't just super team it. It doesn't, it has to have the right formula, the right,
like foundation.
the right, yeah. And I don't think, like Waldron, I don't know what makes them think. I don't know what on earth Chicago saw in Waldron to say, this is the guy. This is a guy that's never called running plays on his own, ever. He's a tight end. Like, he loves rolling double tight ends too, bro. Like, this could be a double tight end situation. And I don't know where that puts Keenan. Probably on the bench, I imagine. But you don't know. Because I'm not saying all the time.
Too.
But you run
would
two.
think his target share would go down with all that new talent too. Just a lot of ambiguity.
Keenan's a big avoid, and he's older, and he's overweight. They say he looked great in the practice the other day, but that's one time he heard tons of negativity. I always find it funny if people listen to the last thing they heard and they cling on to it like they've heard it all year. Like, oh, Bijan, he's gonna be great. Christian McCaffrey, yeah, coach is like, I agree with what he said. Christian McCaffrey, he's going to kind of be like Christian McCaffrey. We're going to give him Christian McCaffrey carries. Bijan, we're going to throw him. We're going to run him. He's a running back. Remember that feeling in the pit of our stomach? Like, I don't think Arthur Smith understands Bijan's even on the team, let alone Bijan's a running back. And you have this coach come out and say, Bijan's a running back. He needs to run the damn ball. We need to get the ball in his hands at all times. Then one little report comes out. Yeah, Algier? Oh, yeah, he's going to be involved. Everybody, everybody heard about Bijan all. Hold on, Sebastian. Everything I heard about Bijan all offseason was completely thrown out the window. And now everyone's like, "Do you hear the news? You hear the news about Algier?" And I always say, "What news? What are you talking about?" They're like, "You didn't hear?" And I'm like, "I just played dumb." I'm like, "No, I didn't hear anything substantial. What did you hear? Didn't you hear Algier? They reported it. Can't believe I'm telling you, Smitty. You didn't even hear it? They're reporting Algier's going to be heavily involved." And then I do this.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
You gotta be kidding me. What does this staff have to do? They've literally told you, Christian McCaffrey. Like, how many times are they going to run the ball? 400 plus times? Let's say 445, 472. What do you want Bijan to do? I don't want him running over 250. So, I don't know. According to my math, 250, 350, 450. This might be carry the 200 plus carries that's needed to go somewhere else. And guess what? Algier's not even going to get that. Algier won't even get the excess left. He'll get 150, 140. Like, who knows what he'll get. But, like, you want Algier rushing for 120 totes. It's wild to me. It's so wild to me. I don't even understand what people are.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
All right, Travis, you're live. I think I've already talked to Travis, but Sebastian, hang tight.
You just asked me about your teams.
Yeah. What else you got?
I was wondering, on running backs, like outside of the guys that are like comfortably ranked, like outside of the top 10, who could you see climbing into like a top 10 or, you know, in a rare situation, top 5, like Chase Brown, Ramondre, Zamir, Tyler Spears, Bijan Robinson? Do any of those guys have a shot? Obviously, we know like Walker could, Kamara could.
So, like, you want
those guys do foresee
you want somebody out
of being a top 10 back.
Out. So, what's your parameter outside of what round?
I don't know. I'm just looking right now. I'm just looking at like the sleeper ranks on ADP, and I'd say it's a little crazy if Aaron Jones ranked 11, but I don't know. Like outside what they have as the top, like outside the top 12, though. Like outside the top 12.
Outside the top 12 running backs? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that's McCaffrey, Hall, according to ADP. McCaffrey, Hall, Bijan, Gibbs, Taylor, Barkley, Achane, Kyron, Henry, Pacheco. Let's throw ETN in there. Okay, that feels about pretty good. And then you got Walker, you've got Jacobs. I don't know if you want to throw them out or if you want those names. But
throw them out too.
Okay.
I guess I'm looking a little deeper.
Okay, so no James Cook top 5. I'll talk top 5, top 10. No James Cook top 5, top 10. Sure, I mean he could get in there, but I also think he could lose his job to Ray Davis. Ray Davis could be a top 14 running back or something like that. Weird. Rashad White top 10 maybe, sure, but not top 5 in my opinion. I mean it's possible, but Monty tops 8 to 12 certainly possible, and that's without Gibbs even getting hurt. Like you could have 12 rushing touchdowns and 900 yards, and that's totally not out of the normal. And it doesn't make me mad. I don't need. There's certain amount of times that this team's gonna tote the rock. Same thing going to the example I gave with Bijan. You don't want Gibbs getting 250 carries. He's not even that guy. He's the hybrid. So someone's got to tote the rock 225, 240 times, and it's gonna be Monty. Kamara could be a sneaky top 5, 6, 7 running back. I don't know if I'll put him in top 5, but I'd certainly say he could be top 10. Alvin Kamara is really sneaky. Connor probably gets hurt, but the combo of Connor, Benson, Najee, I don't think he does it all year long, but per start he could be pretty sneaky and then tail off, and Warren can come in, and the combo could be near that. Stevenson, top 10. I wouldn't say top 5, but he certainly has the ability to be top 10. Mostert, I would say Mostert so far is the one that stands out the most, at least per start. I don't know that he's going to stay healthy, but I think we're gonna probably have a moment in fantasy in week 1, 2, 3 where we come back in here, and I'm not going to say I'm shocked at all, but I think the majority of people will be like, crap, why did we... I know he's older, but again, he doesn't qualify as the same type of running back that's been getting the workload his entire career. In turns 30, he's been unused. But I have a feeling he gets hurt at some point. But I have a feeling we come in week 1, week 2, and everyone goes, "Why did we think he was a 7th or 8th round player?" Per start. And this has nothing to do with Achane either. The same thing. Monty and Gibbs, they're completely irrelevant to each other in a way. And so is Mostert. Achane plays wide back. He plays Deebo Samuel's role inversely in this Miami offense. And Mostert could have 100 yards and a touchdown like in week 1. You could have 2 or 3 touchdowns in week 2. And we'd be like, what in the hell? And I'm going to be smiling because I'm scooping up left and right the trio. This is not a hey stack right to Mostert or hey stack right to Achane. This is a stack all 3. And I don't know why I still have it tied here, because it's not tied. It's over the hall. Let me fix this. This is number 2. I don't need to even have that anymore. For some reason I haven't seen that. I looked past it because I had it up there for so long. Let me keep going because there's more. Let me move that. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to be smiling ear to ear because in best ball, I've got this trio so much. I would probably say of my draft so far. Let me see exposure. Let me see my weekly's exposure. My weekly's exposure. Well, I'll narrow it down later. I've got Blake Corum, Wright, Kyron. Where's Achane? I wouldn't be shocked if Achane was a little bit further down because it's not. You can't always get the pick that lands him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's slightly out of the 10 range. But I have Corum, Benson, Jalen Wright, Coleman, Tank Dell, Kyron, all with over 35% drafted saturation. But this combo I have so much of. I'd say in 30% of my drafts, I probably have, or 25% of my drafts, I have this combo. If it goes down, it goes down. I'm not even worried. That's how I roll. I'm a very very understanding of that situation. Okay, let me go back to my rankings real quickly. Hold on. So Mostert is where I ended up, right? So we're talking about a running back that could be top 5 or top 10 that the people are kind of overlooking. So Mostert was the first one that I think could be, but I think it's more so per start. I do think he gets hurt. Chase Brown, as you mentioned, that probably is the guy that comes to mind, but I think it's more 6 to 10. I don't think he's top 5. I think 6 to 10 capable.
I think there's a chance, depending on how much they use Moss there.
Yeah, I just think 6 to 10.
If somehow he just ran away with it, but yeah, I like the 6 to 10.
Right, Jalen Wright could be 6 to 10. I like if something happened to Mostert right away. I really think Jalen Wright's good, but those are like really big stabs in the dark. Like I don't think those are happening necessarily. It just you asked me for a crazy take.
One guy I like more and more the closer we get to the season. I don't see him as a top 10, but I kind of see him as a really, really solidified like high end RB2 is Bijan Robinson. I really think even with Eckler, he's going to get enough work to have the chance to do that. And I know you are a little bit lower on him.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I don't hate him. I'm not like super high on him. Let me hit these 2 super chats and then go to Rock Out real quick because he hasn't talked for a bit. Then I want to go over to Chris from Phoenix who hasn't talked yet. Colin C says $5 holler. I have the first pick in my 10-man league. Who would you draft in the first pick? Who would you draft in the first round? And what positions in order? Rounds 2, 3, 4. Colin, I mean, this goes back to everything that I say whenever I get asked this question. That I can only give you like a couple examples, but it's always best player available. It's not position. I don't give positions. I don't say draft wide receiver in round 1. That to me is put a blindfold on and throw a dart at a board, or just sort like this. Just take your rankings and sort by wide receiver and just start pressing buttons. Like I do not draft positions. I draft players. And at the 1 pick, I would say this. In a 10-man league, your wide receivers should fall. So I'd probably go Bijan. However, if you think Kyren and Achane, or at least one of them, will fall to the turn pick, I'm tempted to try and get the Hill, Kyren, Achane stack. But if running backs go heavy, then, Bijan makes sense. And I think you're going to get as I explained earlier, your Cooper Kupp and Tank Dells. You could get Cooper Kupp at the turn if things go awry wide receiver wise. He should be there, and a 10-man at the 2-3 turn. So you take Bijan, you get Kupp. You could go one of the QBs and have this absolutely heavy-hitting, monster balanced team. Or you could go crazy bold if you don't have anxiety with this kind of thing and go RB. Like I've taken Bijan, Kyren, Achane at a 10-man like that, and I'm literally to the moon. And yes, I have Tank Dell, Coleman, Worthy, and Rice as my wide receivers and nothing else really. And I'm smiling ear to ear because I got Mahomes with it, and I think I'm going to smash everybody in that league. So you might have anxiety with that. I don't. I love my wide receiver room. So hard to say, Colin, but I appreciate your $5 holler. You could always call in and get more advice on that. Check out my Penix Jr. He's dropping a $5 holler. Says 10-team non-PPR pick 2 Bijan, Kyren, Achane, Waddle, Metcalf, Neighbors, Dell, Rice, Bowers. Pick 2 out of that entire like why are we listing this entire team if we're only picking 2? Pick 2. Well, if we're picking 2, we're picking Bijan. And we're probably picking, I would say, Kyren or Achane. If it's long-term, keep them as long as you want. I kind of lean Achane over Kyren. If there's a 2 or 3 year limit to it, I'd probably go Kyren. That's the way I would roll with that. I think that's what you're asking. Baked in, boys. Appreciate you, my guy with the $5 holler. Let me go over to Rock Out and then over to Chris.
Oh, he said, Smitty, he said he's got pick 102. And then he said, that's my entire team redraft. I think he wanted you to go over the team.
Oh, picked. Okay. From the pick 2. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. All right. Bijan, Kyren, Waddle, Metcalf, Neighbors, Dell, Rice. Really, really good team. Really good team. Who's the quarterback?
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it does make a lot more sense. Who's your quarterback? Devontae, Kirk, Ford, Coleman, Benson, Likely, Dowdle. He didn't list a quarterback, right? I don't know who your Q. I mean, I can't give you a full grade until you toss in your QB. But I would say, I mean, damn, bro. If this is
Kirk. I guess it was Kirk.
Okay, not Christian Kirk. That's Kirk. Okay, so Kirk, and then probably Penix Jr. because of his name. Check out my Penix Jr. It's a good team. I think if you had like a bit heavier hitter QB, you get like an 8.5 out of me.
You might be able to trade up.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you an 8.4, maybe an 8.3. So just go trade if you can. It's hard to trade for quarterbacks. People are weird about trading quarterbacks, I find lately. It's just like even though they don't want to draft them, they like when they get them, they're like, I don't want to make any moves. I can't trade. I want to see how it works. I hate that guy in the league that says I want to see how things play out in week 1. You know, I'm not going to make any trades. I drafted the guys because I like them. So you're telling me there weren't any players on the board you wanted? It was you just selected every single guy. I hate that. That's boring, Bobby. That is boring, Bobby. Can't stand boring Bobby. He never trades. You could offer boring Bobby your Bijan for his Pacheco, and he'd be like, I just want to see how Pacheco does in week 1. I'm going to go ahead and not make any trades. I'm going to go.
They're afraid to lose a trade.
That's the same guy that you go to his cubicle at lunch, and you say, hey, we're going to get some food. I brought my lunch. I'm not allowed to eat out. I'm not allowed to eat out. Excuse me, you're in front of my thermos. Thank you. I'm not allowed to eat out. We're just going to go grab a slice. She won't let me. I'm not allowed to trade, and I can't eat out. Okay, great team, bro. Great team. Try and make a trade. You got some depth to do it. Ford, I don't know. Maybe some of these guys got to gain value. Love it. All right, and look, Penix Jr. with Cousins is still damn good. Like, not saying drop that or anything. Make sure you get Penix Jr. though. Go get him. All right, Chris from Phoenix, you're live. I'm sorry about the wait, bro.
Oh, you're good, dude. How are you?
I'm good.
Quick, I think it's quick, but fun question for you. There's a lot of talk in chat about you go RB, let's say back half the draft, 10, 11, 12 spot. When you get to rounds 3 or 4, and I've got a draft coming up on ESPN, so if we use those ADPs, pretty much every tight end except for Laporta's there. Every quarterback is available, and then wide receiver ADPs, you still have like Devonta Smith, DK Metcalf, Debo, Cooper Kupp, Neighbors, Tank. I guess if you want to go Tank out there, but you can probably wait till the 5-6 turn. But anyway, do you have a preference or a way you would lean if you went double RB and you get to that 3-4 turn? Would you go Mahomes, McBride, and then?
Well, I didn't spend 2.5 hours on this little beauty for nothing.
The tripod, likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, consists of drafting one of Allen, Mahomes, or Hurts to go with one of these round 1 running backs and one of these running backs in round 2. The tripod.
Yeah, this is a new one.
No, that's not new.
Are you sure?
Am I sure? No, you tell me. Am I sure? Wait, that is brand new. You what?
Favorite quarterback in 3, and the 4th, would you still look to grab your favorite tight end, or do you think you should grab a wide receiver there?
Bro, I'm all.
I feel like there's so much wide receiver value on the board.
Yeah, I'm all about it. I grabbed the best player available. The best player available. If you got Josh Allen and Kincaid sitting there, and you're just feeling like a little, frisky, and you're like, I could get Tank Dell still. Or I could get Josh Allen, Kincaid. And I'm not saying I don't love stacking a redraft. I really, really want to make sure people don't think I am trying to promote that. But with KC, with Buffalo, with Houston, there are a few teams where, hell yeah, you know, you can stack and it's not crazy. I don't like stacking like Tua and like the running backs in Miami necessarily. You know, if that's your starter. In best ball, I love it, but it's different, you know. Or Barkley and Hurts isn't really a good idea necessarily. Not something I'd totally avoid if I felt like I'm protecting myself a lot in the team. But like I definitely would if you could still get Dell after you take Kincaid or McBride or Kelsey or whatever, and you think you can still get Tank Dell, bro, to have Tank Dell, Coleman, Worthy, Rice, or at least Worthy and Rice alone, like just those two alone as your wide receiver 1 and 2, and then you got Ridley or something like that with it. I don't care what anybody says. They can say whatever they want about my wide receivers. You know what someone's telling you? You have bad wide receivers. Oh, yeah? According to what? Well, the ADP data says you have bad wide receivers. Okay, so have you ever thought that maybe Rice and Worthy are going in spots they shouldn't be going? And what's happened now? After we've been talking about this, look, Rice and Worthy are climbing every day. We just saw Rice go in round 3 in this best ball draft. So all this time I've been drafting Worthy and Rice and Coleman and Tank Dell as my top wide receivers over and over and over. I'm told I have weak wide receivers. Now people are drafting Rice in round 3 or 4 in a best ball draft, and now all of a sudden they're good wide receivers. So I think somebody's going to maybe say something different about my team now if we look back on it. So don't just draft the guys you think, if you believe they're value wide receivers, bro, smash every pick the best of your ability, and who cares if people think your wide receiver room is weak, because they clearly are going to, or they wouldn't let these wide receivers fall. So if they're falling in a ridiculous fashion, let them, take them, and then just laugh at everybody later.
Yeah, no, I agree. Can I ask you one more quick question on stocking?
Yeah.
Kyron and Corum. Corum is ADP extremely high on ESPN. You know, he's right around like the same turn of Coleman, JSN, you know, a ton of players of that value. Would you still take Corum over a Coleman or a JSN or, you know, someone like that? Because to me, you know, how important is that cuff? If you took Kyron in the 1-2 turn,
are you sure?
That 5-6 turn.
Well, are you sure?
About what?
I'm just laughing at you, bro. You were the one that said, "Are you sure?" Right? This is new. I'm just laughing. I mean, this board is not new, but Kyron and Corum is the most important probably thing in fantasy football. Probably there's not many more things I could put in a bucket of the most important thing to tell somebody, like, hey, to your little kid going to school, honey, make sure you got shoes on and socks, your lunchbox, and Kyron and Corum. There's not much more important. There's a reason I hit this button, and it's not new, I'm sure. I hit this button every single day. Every single day.
This one plenty of times.
Yeah, top cuff in fantasy football. It's not even a hesitation. It's, you know, don't leave. This is like going to school without any pants on, bro.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Very helpful. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Thanks, Chris. Chris from Phoenix.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get some rain. Hopefully we get some rain this weekend, Chris.
Hey, man, I hope so. We need it.
All right, later. Rock Out. Did you have anything else? Did I go back to you, Rock Out? You're live.
No.
What else you got, pal?
What? What are you thinking about T. Higgins? No, you haven't been really on him for a while.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this last night, I think, the night before, that, like, he's starting to look really good. Yeah. He's one of those players that, you know, my desire to draft him has increased steadily. And it's not just because Chase is holding out, but that's a big reason why. And then now it's like, yeah, I don't know. Chase is pretty damn serious. Oh, Chad Ochocinco, who's confused as it is. I mean, he doesn't even know his own name. He says that Chase isn't touching the field without his new contract. We'll see. I believe he wants something to the tune of $35 to $40 million per year, something to the tune of 115 to 120 million guaranteed, and I believe the organization wants to pay him under JJ, and I don't know that they want to budge right now. So this could linger into week 1, and Cincinnati's definitely capable, I think, of exploring that. Whereas I think Dallas knows that they can't handle that. I'm not saying the Bengals can, but they can handle no Jamar Chase a little better than the Dallas Cowboys, who have nothing else, can handle having no CeeDee Lamb. But of the 2 wide receivers in Lamb and Chase, as confusing as this is, because I keep kind of giving you these different directions, but I think Lamb's in a more of a spot to hold out, because he, unlike Chase, is in his 4th year. Lamb Chops wants to get paid, and he doesn't care. Like, he's like, I'm sitting here, retweeting LOL to his owner. Can you imagine if one of you guys, your owner said something like, get into the office and you just send him an LOL? Like, this guy does not care. Right. He's not coming in. You're gonna pay me, or I'm not coming in. Thank God I'm not in the real world anymore, because I think I might do that, especially after I see CD do it.
I know.
I don't know. Higgins, to answer your question full circle, Higgins looks pretty good right now, but that could change, because the more Jamar Chase is likely to hold out, the more Higgins' ADP is going to climb, and I think I might jump out again. I could see myself a week from now going, no, thank you. So I don't know, but I like him. His ADP is around. Where's he going? He's pretty reasonable right now. I think he's really reasonable. He's at 43 overall. He's wide receiver 28 on Underdog. You're talking about Amari Cooper, Pickens, Terry McLaurin. I like Terry McLaurin. Kirk, Worthy. I like Worthy. Ridley, love Ridley. But that's perfect. Like, I'm liking that. I'm not saying it's the best pick. I take Ridley maybe over him in one draft. I take Higgins over Ridley in another draft. But, like, if he climbs into the DK Devontae Smith space, maybe I get back out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, rock out. Hold on 1 second, pal. Actually, I'm probably going to head out. So, rock out, you got anything else?
Yeah, when you gonna put the link for the payment in the chat?
Oh, yeah, we'll figure that out for the Marsman Moonland. We have prize money, but we'll do that in the league chat. All right, see you, rock out. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Let's go to John. Final thoughts.
Well, we had a pretty good draft tonight, and
thanks, John.
Yeah, and I don't know. Just want to say, thanks for answering my questions and stuff like that.
Yeah, buddy. Appreciate you, John. Later. Sounded defeated. Sebastian, final thoughts. Good talk, Sebastian. You're on mute.
You're on mute, brah.
I don't know. Later, Sebastian. We can't hear you. George from the Bay. Final thoughts, or I don't think you've even talked yet. We'll give you a full minute, George.
Yeah, I just called in. I was late to the stream. I've been drafting all night, but I just completed my final BBM draft for the year, and I think I just drafted the winner.
You let me decide. Last time you told me this, I did not agree. So you're hyping it up too much. I think you should just come in and go here. Let me give you this team.
I got my own takes on these players. I love them. My first 5 picks, I feel like I smashed it. I was drafted from the 12 hole, and I got Gibbs, Barkley, and then I went with Hurts, Pickens, and then Kittle.
Who's your other? Keep going.
Let's see. Third running back is Mostert, and then I got Jalen Warren. And then I took Hollywood Brown, Cooks,
Hold
Jerry
on.
Jeudy.
Mostert. I'm writing your team on the board here. Mostert, and you got Jalen Warren.
Yep.
And then what else?
And then wide receivers are Pickens, Hollywood Brown, Brandon Cooks, Jerry Jeudy, Jahan Dotson, Jalen Tolbert. And these are all correlated with, the last 3 weeks of the season, obviously.
Sure they are.
All
right.
I wasn't like targeting.
I haven't said a word. I haven't given a facial expression. I haven't done anything. Chat, vote on a score of 10 being the best, best ball winner.
And at tight end, I got Kittle and Sanat. Kittle and Sanat. So I feel good at tight end.
Okay, he's got Sinnott and Kittle. Go ahead and rank from 10 to 1. 10 being an absolute, like, this guy's going to the bank. And 1 being, or 0 being he just flushed his money down the toilet. And let's see. All right. The first number that has come in is a 5. I haven't said a word. Second number, 6. Andy coming in with a 4. Steven coming in with a 4. Tommy coming in.
You guys probably don't play best ball.
Like now you're demeaning the chat. Travis, 6.5. Millie, 3.4. 4.
3.4.
4. 3. 3. Not good. 4 to 5. Nova says 3. Where's the wide receiver? Says Fred. He has a 0. 5. Tebow says 4. I wasn't trying to sway this at all, but I agree with the chat. I didn't want to say anything, but part of it is Bill the Tickler gave you a 6. That's the highest score you got.
I gave 6.5. I thought I was low.
Yeah, sorry. 6 and a 6.5 were the high scores. We got one person saying Cooks and Judy, and they're laughing on the floor. Look, George,
Hey,
I'm going to
what I'm going to do? I'm going to rename the draft to the Fantasy Football Show Chat Hates This Team.
Yes, name that. You won't be able to fit all I didn't say. Abbreviate.
I'll abbreviate.
It's not a very good team, bro. I don't think it's bad, but let me just say this. I don't know what makes you think first of all, Hollywood missing time, right? Judy, I don't even know what Judy's gonna be able to do this year. Dotson, I don't know where the wide receivers feel very, 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 very tough. Pickens is a good player, but as your number 1 without any depth at all, it scares the hell out of me. I just think that you got a great core here. Hurts, Barkley, Gibbs. Like you start off with that draft, I'm very happy. Like I think it's a great team. In best ball, it does make it hard to build a wide receiver room, but I still do it all the time. I don't dislike that approach. I felt like I used to do it really, really, really well, even more so than today with the Rashee Rice, the Worthy, the Mahomes stack in best ball when I go running back, Mahomes. And you can't do that anymore because everybody's onto it. Now everybody's taking Rice in the 4th round and Worthy in the 5th or 6th round. You can't even do it anymore. But I'll find other players, and that moves other people down and stuff, and I'll still continue. But it is harder today than it was 2 weeks ago to go RB quarterback. I'm just saying that because I do it all the time. And lately I have been going a little bit more balanced because I go best player available, and best player available is showing me that these Worthies and Rices are no longer falling. But I just don't see how you say you drafted the winner. It's going to set the expectation to where we're expecting greatness. And then now it's like you're getting 3s and 4s across the board. We got a couple.
Well, see, that's the beautiful thing about fantasy football, especially with best ball, is everybody has their own takes and their own opinions. And this team was built based on my opinions of these players. And, who knows? Maybe it wins.
The correlation. So this is a correlation in week 17. You got to make it there, though. You know what I mean? Like you can't base everything on week 17, and then you don't have the team that can go the distance. Like I don't know. Wendell's dropping his score to a 5. He was trying to be nice, he said, and he moved it down. We've got a throw up emoji. Hey, Aldi gave you maybe a 7.0. That's the highest score.
Well, I appreciate it, chat. Thank you guys so much.
But dude, I mean, I've gotten bad scores before too, and I've even given myself horrible scores. I've said, "Oh, this team looks horrible," at the end of the day. You know, sometimes it doesn't work. But I was just, you know, you said you not Navage with this $2. Hold on, wait a second there, George. $2 hauler, Jacobs, Lloyd, Puka second, or Bijan, Algier, Worthy. Jacobs, Lloyd, Puka, Bijan, Algier, Worthy. So Dynasty, obviously with the second rounder involved. I'm gonna say give me Bijan, Algier, Worthy. I think Puka is definitely higher than Worthy. Like, who are we joking, right? But is it really that crazy? Like, could Worthy be near, like, within reach of what Puka's doing? And not to mention, I'm not saying Puka's going to bust, but we've seen, you know, sophomore slumps. We've seen players come and go. Mike Thomas was on top of the world one moment. He wasn't. Like, this happens. And I'm not saying to avoid Puka, but Puka is one of the most injury-prone, probably, players, I think, of the future. And I'm not number one, but just he's going to be in and out of the lineup. He's already banged up right now, but this guy abuses his own body on the field, and he's going to injure himself. He doesn't take care of himself. He literally sacrifices for every play. I've never seen somebody land on his arms as much as Puka Nacua. He's got shoulder problems. He's got to fix that. Jacobs, as much as I love him,
a little too.
Yeah, as much as I love Jacobs, he's not close to Bijan. Give me the Worthy upside with Bijan all day long, bro. Navage, are you still here? Hopefully you're still here. I appreciate you dropping that super chat. I apologize for the delay. Real quickly, let me see what the chat thinks of my team. You know, because maybe they're going to rate me a 7. I don't know. I love this team. And so I'm like you. I like my team. I don't care what anybody says. But let's see what the chat thinks. This is a Best Ball Mania. First of all, let me start off with George. Guys in the chat, 10 being a league-winning potential team, 0 being I flushed my money down the toilet. What do you think about this team? Give me your rating, George. Josh Allen, Tua, Fields. I don't know if you could see it. Kyron, ETN, Kamara, Blake Corum, Ray Davis, Tank Bigsby. So I got Kyron and Corum. I've got ETN and Bigsby. And I've still got, you know, Kamara in between. So it's not like I'm beholden to the cuffs. Tyreek Hill, Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, Shakir, and Kincaid. I got Jahan Dotson. I got Jordan Whittington. I got Ben Sinnott. I got Likely as well. But I got Kincaid, the entire wide receiver room. I don't have James Cook, but I do have Ray Davis. I got Josh Allen. I got Tua cuffed to Tyreek Hill. I got Josh Allen cuffed to the entire wide receiver room. What do you think of this team?
I think that's like a 6. Now, let me explain why. I have a reason why. It's because you're overstacking the Bills' offense. You got way too many Bills players.
You got an 8.7.
You have no correlation with
I got an
week
8.
17 against the Jets.
I got an 8. I got an 8.7. Tommy Boy even says I got an 8. 8.5, good team. 7.
Well, yeah, these are your followers. Of course, they're going to tell you.
No. Look, I'll get bad scores all the time. If I draft a bad team, I draft a bad team. They're gonna throw shade at it. But you know,
all right, Smitty. Here we go. I got a deal for you. I'll put my team that I drafted tonight up against this team. Highest points. We is the winner, and then we'll figure out what we win or lose.
All right. Well, how about we do this? You drop a modest super chat if you lose. And if you win, I'll write your name at the top of my screen the entire show.
That's the deal.
And it'll say Justin was right, Smitty was wrong.
George.
What'd I say? Oh, Justin. I'm sorry.
Said Justin.
Yeah, Justin was calling in. Justin was calling in, I thought. And then Justin, if you're calling in, you can call one more time.
All right, so highest score wins.
Let me try and find this draft, and I'll put George from the Bay in it so I can remember. Yeah, hold on. You're gonna
love your running back.
You're gonna get clobbered. You're gonna get clobbered in this, by the way. It's like not even close, bro.
Hey, we'll see.
Josh Allen. Okay, here it is. I think this is it, right? Josh Allen, Tua, Fields. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. So I'm going to put in the title here. George. From the Bay.
send you a screenshot of my team too, so that way you have it on Instagram.
Yeah, I need it. Can I print it out and put it in my room? Stare at it. My team's gonna,
Totally.
bro. My team's gonna claw. My team's gonna claw. Let's do another vote.
Yeah, you're gonna see my fifth. You're gonna see my fifth running back. You're gonna be like, "What are you doing? Why are you taking this guy? This is a total."
Who's your fifth running back? Just tell it to me. Just tell it to me.
Miles Sanders.
It's like talking to my grandma, bro. Hey, all right.
Listen,
Hey,
I'm banking on the Panthers cutting him and him going to Dallas. And then
oh,
that's correlation.
that's a great best ball strategy. I'm predicting a cut to happen. He's so bad he's going to get cut. He's going to come back and win me the bet. Oh, George. Oh, George. Can I get a vote? Okay. 10 is Smitty's going to win. 0, George is going to win. Can I get a
Of course,
vote?
they're all going to vote for you.
But George, do you think maybe there's a reason why? Does it have to be a bias reason, or does it really maybe mean your team isn't that good? I'll show everybody.
All right.
Here's George's team: Gibbs, Barkley, Hurts. Love the beginning. Love the beginning. Pickens, Kittle, Mostert, Warren, Hollywood, Cooks, Dotson, Judy, Sinnott, and I forgot Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders. He's gonna get cut, George says, and find a new home. Where is he going? The Panthers? Where's he going?
Hopefully Dallas.
It's gonna be so funny if that happens. But I don't even know if he'll do good in Dallas though. All right, so everyone's 10. Here's the voting. 10. This is it. Smitty wins. 10-0. George will win. 10. 10. No shot for George. 10 million, says Wendell. 0. Nova comes in with a 0. You got a fan. He should have led with Sanders. I would have given him a 7.5. 10. Matt doubting Smitty a little bit. The 9.5. Mr. Doubt me with the 9.8. I don't know if I like that. That's all right though. That one's perfect.
George, like I just want to honestly ask, like, you do realize that, like, if everything works out, you never know what can happen, but you do realize, like, half of the team could be irrelevant in fantasy by week 17.
Yeah, it could be.
Like the Judy, Dotson, Cooks.
Yeah, like
Mostert,
bro, you have Hollywood
I'm
out.
not saying they're all going to.
You have Hollywood out week 1. You have Warren out week 1. Who knows how much Dotson's going to do in week 1? You got a bunch of zeros just like that are going to hit you hard in the beginning of the season anyway.
And
yeah, but all I got to do is start 2 running
goes
backs and play 4 wide receivers.
George,
I love the outlook.
George. I mean, I want George in my corner if I'm down and out, and this guy can
very
spin
optimistic.
It.
Look,
yeah,
last year was my first year playing best ball. You know, I've completely gone away from redraft. You know, I play only best ball now. So this is my thing. This is my take on these players. I feel like this is a good team, and we'll see at the end of the year. It's a good competition between you and I, so it'll be fun.
Oh, I love it, George. All right, George, hang tight. Justin, you're live.
What's up? Hey, can you do the rate my team thing real quick with mine?
Well, I don't want to erase George's team. I'm gonna laminate this. this winning. This is the Best Ball Mania winner.
On your wall, dude.
This is the Best Ball. The Best Ball Mania winner came in and told us the team in advance, and we all laughed him out of the room. This guy's gonna be a legend. All right.
I think that picture that your daughter drew you in like the 5th grade, you got to take that down and put that.
This looks like it. This looks exactly like the picture my daughter drew me. This is about the same quality. All right, here we go. Sorry, George. Hit me with your team. I took a photo of it.
Quarterback, Jalen Hurts, Bryce Young. Running back, Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, Najee Harris.
Hold on, this is Georgia. You're reading off Georgia's team, bro.
You're joking, right?
No, so far it's the same team. Okay, hold on. Hurts, Barkley, and Gibbs. You just wasted my marker. This is the first exact 3. Okay, go ahead. Who's 4, 5, and 6? Miles Sanders.
I got Najee Harris, Brian Robinson, Elijah Mitchell. Wide receivers, I got Devontae Smith, Christian Kirk, Jaden Reed.
Hold on.
Lockett.
Devontae Smith, Kirk, Reed,
Tyler Lockett, Rashid, Brandon Cooks, Troy Franklin.
I think
Roman
Georgia's
Wilson.
team's beating your team, bro.
Oh, is it? I got good out in. I got Jake Ferguson, Jawan Johnson, Mike.
Okay, Fergie. I don't know which team's beating who. I don't hate your team. I don't hate it. It's not horrible. But, like, this team ain't winning the whole thing. I've drafted a ton of these teams that I say, good God, I just flushed, $25 down the toilet on that one. It happens. But, like, I don't know. This is not horrible. It's not winning.
I don't know. You're a double running back guy, ain't you? You like the double.
Yeah,
running
but
back.
it doesn't mean every double running back team's winning the Best Ball Mania, bro. Like, I don't know.
I mean, so I didn't put mine up for. I put mine up for just the 12 man. But
does anybody think that this team is very similar in not having the umph to get over the? Am I just living on the moment of Georgia's team and I'm carrying it?
I think it's the same. I like this team a little bit better, but I think it's the same idea where the wide receivers are gonna. There's not a lot of spike weeks there with the wide receivers. Like they're good wide receivers, but there's places where they can all, like Kirk, Reed, Lockett, could all end up being the third pass catcher on their team, right? Real quick. Now maybe they don't, but that's the part that worried me. I love the running backs. I love Ferguson. I think Ferguson could be a top
Where's
five
Where's
guy,
Miles
but
Sanders? Why don't you have Miles Sanders on this team?
We missed on that one.
Just complete miss. I don't look. Ferguson's great. I think that's really understated here. Gibbs, Barkley, and Hurts.
I love them.
Again, I even told George from the Bay this. That's a very good start. Like, and to cuff Smith, you literally could say that these four are as good as you can get if you're gonna wait on your wide receiver and draft. I guess I'm just not enamored with the rest of it minus Ferguson. Not saying I don't undervalue Kirk sometimes. I like Reed, but Najee doesn't do it for me. You don't know how long he's even going to keep the job. This is Arthur Smith, so there's going to be some confusion. If you had Jalen Warren, it'd be different because I think you're guaranteed that rotation. B-Rob, I'm not as high on B-Rob as Travis. I think that he's definitely got upside, but I don't know that I could trust him in this scenario. I don't like that there's no one I can fully trust but Ferguson after the big four. And again, it's not like yours is horrible. And if George from the Bay had said, hey, rate this team, I don't think we would have had as much fun with it. It was just he set it up like this thing is the league winner. Like, I drafted my last. This guy maxed out best ball, George from the Bay. It's not like he's doing 2 or 3 of these. He maxed out best ball and he says, my final one. My 150th best ball after I spent $6,000 on drafting. No, what is it? Was it $50 times what? 25. So that's $3,700. So $3,700.
What you said he made it the massive? Smitty? He's like made it the $1,000 one.
I'm just saying it's funny that you come in with a $3,700 spent. Like, you should be a pro by now, and you go, the last one was it. And then it wasn't, it was just kind of funny.
Well, we didn't know for sure.
Wait, we do. No, we do. We know. We know. All right. If the team you just showed us wins the Best Ball Mania, I quit my job. I come work for you.
You come work for me, Smitty.
You show me the check, and I'll quit my job. I come work for you. Oh man. So anyway, not a horrible team either. It's not a horrible team. I'm not a fan of this combo of other players. Like, everybody circled, I'm on board with, and I think that what happens is we just all have a different preference of what these guys mean, and these guys are not Smitty guys. I like Reed, but he's Kirk is good. I don't hate Kirk. I don't hate Najee. I don't hate B-Rob. I just don't love those guys, so it doesn't put over the edge. But I didn't make fun of your. I mean, I was making fun of your team, just joking, saying I don't know which one's better. This is a little better. No offense, George. This is a little better, but it's still not going to win in my mind.
That's fair. My thing with Kirk specifically is, like, I'm a little higher on Kirk than the two of you because I think he is, like, legitimately the number one target. And I don't think necessarily as much of Brian Thomas in year one as you guys. I like Evan Ingram a lot, but part of what I question with Evan Ingram is, like...
Touchdowns? He just scored 2 of them tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, part of my thing with him is I question if Christian Kirk wasn't out for the period of time, would we look at Evan Ingram in that system the way we, you know?
It doesn't matter. It's perception, reality. And,
he's good.
It is what it is. Ingram is the target guy. Like, Ingram is the touchdown guy. Ingram just scored 2 tonight. It's happening. Like, it's rinsing and repeating. Ingram, I think we're all need to be higher on Ingram. Everybody needs to be higher on Ingram. I think they're going to throw to him. He is Law Dog's main guy. But BT's looking really good too. BT's been very good. I think BT's going to be the number 1 wide receiver. Kirk's going to get fed. He'll be pretty steady, but this is not a league winner. I'm just saying. I gave it a 5 out of 10. I give George's a 2 or 3. Sorry, George. No, probably a 2. George, I'm sorry. I'm just being honest, but I give it a 2. I give this one a 5. Neither one's winning. You could put your teams together, and they still couldn't win because you overlap on the players. You could put your teams together, and the players that you both have and share together can't be used twice. And I still don't think you win the Best Ball Mania because you'd have Hurts, Barkley, Gibbs, and then you'd have the only additional pieces you'd have would be Najee, B-Rob, Kirk, Reed, Lockett, and whatever he had.
It would just be
I got
throw
sniped
out.
on Ferguson.
I was going to throw out your wide receivers.
What, Travis?
I said no offense to George, but it would be throw out all the wide receivers except Pickett and give him those wide receivers.
Yeah. Well, even if you threw Pickens onto this team though, and you threw on Miles Sanders,
right. I guess that's what it would be.
Yeah. So I mean, I still don't think it wins. I think you get handed Pickens, Justin, and this team still does not win Best Ball Mania. But that's my opinion. I could be completely wrong. We could come back in here and be celebrating Justin's name and saying, Justin, you really did a good job and smash Justin to the moon. Let's go.
That's true. That's true about a lot of teams drafted too. You know, we all do it where we feel like we're. And I'm not even saying specifically this one, but like you said, we're feeling good, and then 1 or 2 things happen, and you go, "Oh crap!"
Yeah, and look, things happen. Yeah, let's all. I want a perfect example. Me chastising people who doubted Bijan last year, and look what Arthur Smith did to him. And so, you know, I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I 100% can miss on some huge things where we're coming back here going, Christian Kirk is number 5 overall. We're 8 weeks in. So like, it could happen. Anything can happen. And the Bijan example is perfect. You know, that seemed like a home run. And even with Arthur Smith and knowing who he is, the fact that he took Algier and did what he did with Algier as a rookie, the fact that he ran the ball nearly 500 times or whatever it was with Algier that season, it was like, it was gold. It was gold. It was like, oh my God, how do you not like Bijan? How do you not like Bijan? And look what happened. Bijan was running back 9. It was still respectable, but like anything can happen. Anything can happen. We might be here laughing at this stream later going, wow, that, you know, the couple of those things worked into George's favor or Justin's favor. But that's just my assessment. I think you could throw these teams together and it wouldn't win. But
Smitty, so I actually have a question, like kind of regarding that. How much do you factor in like that Week 17 correlation? Just because, like personally, I feel like, you know, you can do it, but so much can change by then. It's, you know, halfway throwing darts.
I do not look at it the same as the industry at all. Can
I respond?
I think, well, he's asking me the question, so let me answer, and then I'll let you respond to my answer. But I would say I don't look at it the same as the industry by any measure at all. I think when it makes,
you just see so much change.
when it makes sense to do it, I do it. When it makes sense to stack, I stack. You see me stack all the time. I'm an anti-stack person when people are forcing it. But I find ways to do it in ways that it works for me, and ways that the ADP. It's like chewing gum and walking at the same time. You get better at it. Then it's like chewing gum, walking at the same time while riding, riding a bike and walk. Then you graduate to juggling while you're chewing gum, riding a bike at the same time. Like, you can't just draft correlations and do all that and be good at all of it. You have to literally get so good at drafting and do it so much. Like, when you max out a tournament, you don't have to max out a tournament to be good, but I'm saying you max out a tournament, you start to get like to the point where you're drafting, you pull it up, you look at it, you look at your team real quick. Like, there's a lot to it. When I pull up when I'm on the clock in a best ball draft, I pull it up, I click on my team, I see who I have, I quickly scan it within milliseconds almost, and I know exactly what my team needs and balance or bye weeks. And I scroll back down, I look at each position individually to see where everybody's stacking. I go to the big board view, and I say to myself, okay, Quorum's next, right? I gotta look at Quorum. Where's my next pick on the board? I swipe over and I see that this pick happens, and then it goes all the way down and back, and I'm there at 120. And I go, because I know Quorum's ADP is 122. I can't risk it. I got to take Quorum here. Boom, take Quorum. Swipe out, go to the next draft. Like, you start getting to become a absolute machine when you're doing this stuff as much as I'm doing. And I promise you, I'm drafting more than every one of you on the phone line combined. I guarantee you. So you start to get into a groove, right? And then you when you get to that point, you're like, okay, now I can start analyzing, absorbing week 17 data, correlations. The biggest thing that I think is beneficial is in week 17, you have, as an example, and I even have written on my board over here, Atlanta, Washington, Arizona, LAR, Philly, Dallas, Jets, Buffalo. I would much rather have, instead of some BS stack, like, I don't know, Darnold and JJ. Could give two shits about that. I'm not trying to stack anything like that. I'd much rather just have my two players in a high octane game against each other. And we're talking about a game stack. And I don't necessarily believe that you have to have a correlated stack inside the game stack, and there's so much industry garbage on that you have a better chance to win based on last year's data if you did this, this, and this. And if you have a correlation in week 17, the people that make it there are the people that understand that and have correlated. But then you think about what people are really saying, and the odds of people that had last year correlations in week 17 had a better chance of being in the finals. But when you really think about that, what that means, that has nothing to do with getting to the finals. Having a correlation in week 17 helps you 0% to get into the finals. So when someone says something like, if you've got week 17 stacks, you're more likely to make it to the finals, that makes no sense. It doesn't even help you. Like, the stack is, but what people will say is like, oh, it just means that they're so sharp and they know what they're doing. And so the people, and there was a correlation. The people that made it to the finals more often than not had a correlation week 17 because they're really good at drafting. But as I always say, this is my final word on it. And I'll go to Justin can give his point. The biggest reason you have these percentages of people that drafted 4 wide receivers in the first 7 rounds, 10%, 14% more likely to advance into the finals. The thing about that is you have everybody and their mother, 70, 80% of the entire drafting population in best ball going heavy wide receiver, whether they're good or not. And the problem is these sharp drafters and people that know what they're doing, and they really do, they're good drafters, they don't like change. They like going with numbers. They like going with data, and they don't vary much. They're not risky to a lot of degrees. And so you don't have those players playing ball in the running back sector of the draft base. So, of course, with the majority of the sharp drafters not playing the running back game no matter what, because the data last year wasn't good on it or whatever, they're merely out of the potential population of people playing in there, so that it's going to make that population of running back drafters even worse. So my answer to you is this: I'm going to jump in feet first into the pool of people that are doing RB. I will be one of the people that stands out from that group. Yeah, that group is maybe a bunch of guys that for the first time are used to going RB, and they go RB. They don't know what they're doing. They get overwhelmed. They only do 4, 5, 10 drafts total. They don't ever get a chance to adapt to it. And the majority of the people going RB are new, and they're carrying over that mentality from regular non-best ball. And so it makes the whole population of RB drafters look bad. And if you just went into the pool of drafters that were going wide receiver, and you said, I want you to force yourself to draft RB, the percentages of the winners inside the running back stable would be much higher, and they would also do very well in that category. There's so much involved in this data, this last year's data, that's a lot of the time, like I said, last year, nothing to do with this year. It's ridiculous to me when people spend too much time not drafting the best player available and trying to somehow find a way to advance in round 17 when they won't even get there. Go ahead, Justin.
So, and this is going to sound like, well, who even cares about the week 17? But the guys that like have a good week 17 correlation that I wanted to draft a lot of, like I draft an insane amount of those guys. Like Jermaine Burton would probably be my like number one exposure at wide receiver if I didn't like catch up on the Andre Yoshivas news. And now like he's already a guy I have like I think like 500 in like a very short amount of time when I had like $0 of them. You know, that's how I use it. But like these are guys I was going to draft anyway.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't know what to tell anybody other than, you know, use your gut. For those that want to know how many drafts I'm in, let's see here. So here's my drafts. These are all drafts I'm in right now. All these. So, anyway, not to say drafting more makes you better or anything like that. I'm just saying that you see a lot. You see a lot. And it takes a while. Like I would say last year, probably my heaviest year of being in bed into best ball. Obviously, I did the year prior. Arizona, you couldn't do it until 2 years ago. I definitely feel like I have a grasp on some of the more complex like angles that correspond with, a lot of what people, suggest needs to be done in terms of correlations and stuff like that. But I still don't focus on it like other people because, again, you got to get there. You got to get there. And yeah, a correlation in week 17 is a potential difference maker, but it isn't a lock. It doesn't guarantee you anything. It gives you a likely percentage chance of maybe advancing or scoring more than the guy in there that doesn't have these game correlations, but it doesn't give you a guarantee. And a perfect example would be when people are, it's one of the most embarrassing things someone could say. They come in here and they try and school me or tell me they know more than me or like, let me explain to you best ball, Smitty. It's all about the court. I know. You don't have to tell me. I don't care. I'm not going to even listen to you. I'm not going to even read your message anyway. I know already what correlation is in week 17 game correlation. I understand. But when someone comes into my live stream and says you drafted a naked Jamar Chase and didn't cuff him to Burrow, you can't win. That person doesn't know what in the hell they're talking about. And you can't tell me that a Josh Allen or a Jalen Hurts with Jamar Chase gives me a less chance of winning just because your data, your last year's data, the less likelihood of things going right on two different fronts. You can't tell me that my quarterback, Jalen Hurts, who's a top 10 quarterback, or if we even use Josh Allen, or let's just use Jalen Hurts as I was talking about. Jalen Hurts, 11 times he's a top 6 quarterback. There's 100% a scenario where Hurts outscores Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase getting 100 yards and a touchdown. I just find it hilarious to me that somebody thinks because there's data from last year that shows that a stacked QB and wide receiver have a small percentage chance better of advancing somebody based on last year's data, looking at the people that got in to the finals. It's ridiculous to me. Look what happened during the Hamlin game. You know, all those players not play. What if you had Jalen Hurts instead of Josh Allen? Like, people are just wild how they act like you have to stack or you can't win. I've had people come into my live stream and say, Smitty, you can't win with the naked Jamar Chase or Joe Burrow, or you can't win with the naked Jalen Hurts without having them cuffed to one of the wide receivers. And I just laugh. Is there a higher percentage based on last year, based on the teams that made it to the finals, that this, and this happened? Sure, but who cares? I don't care about being in this bigger percentage. I believe I'm drafting the team that's going to do it. I believe the quarterback I draft is going to have that special year. I don't need to have the correlation. Do I try and draft it? Absolutely. Look at my 2 teams on here. I got the whole Buffalo Bills team practically, but that's because I think they're going to go crazy. I don't necessarily need it to be stacked. You know, and for people that think like, oh, you can't take Corum and Kyron because you have more of a chance if you draft somebody else's cuff of that bench popping off, well, then you don't believe that Kyron and Corum are almost going to be flawless, whoever is starting, because that's the way I view the McVay system. So it's all different preference. There's no stats that can tell you exactly what to do, especially stats based on last year. And to think that you can't outscore a person that has A.J. Brown and Hurts with your Josh Allen and A.J. Brown is asinine. Especially when there's so many things that can happen, especially when somebody like Joe Burrow gets injured and you could have had Josh Allen or Hurts with Jamar Chase, but instead you got Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow because you were told you need to stack it or you won't win. Anyway, boys, I'm going to go. Any final thoughts from George from the Bay?
Yeah, I agree with your take 100%. I love it. Everyone in the chat, thank you for your votes for my team. Go sign up at Underdog if you're not already. Promo code Smitty. And have a good night, guys.
All right, George. Hey, appreciate you, George, and don't take offense to the grade you got. Some of it was
don't take it.
Some of it was your approach. It set it up to fall. You know, you got to be careful.
All right, I'll kick you down 37.50 when I win the million.
I would appreciate that. If you could reimburse me for all my best ball entries, I would really. That would be a nice gesture. Even though I ripped on you. All right, later, George. All right, Justin. Final thoughts, Justin. Rock out, hung up.
Yeah, just to follow up what you were saying with the stacking is like sometimes it's just not realistic to be able to stack so and so with whatever wide receiver, because it's like, how many times have you been like, well, I'm going to draft this quarterback like 7 picks before their ADP to make this happen, but then he goes like 8 picks before your pick. Like, you can't get it every time, you know?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That's all I got. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Later. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's not a requirement, but when you're talking about a high-octane team, I love consuming the entire team. Like, that's just the way it is. But that doesn't mean that I do it for every team, and it doesn't mean that some combos or some teams aren't as attracted to do that with. And I especially don't love stacking in redraft if it's not done perfectly with the right teams. Travis, final thoughts?
No, that was it. I'm all set. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate you being here. We'll see you later.
Later.
Pierce, $2 hauler. What should I trade for Quorum? I'm sorry for the delay. You still here, Pierce? Hezo, you still here? Nicholas, you still here? Sorry about the delay. I got on a rant about that. Okay. Let's see here. What should I trade for Quorum? 80 Mitchell, Rico Dowdle, or Chase Brown? I would trade Rico Dowdle for Quorum, honestly. If you got Kyron, like, you got to do it. 80 Mitchell, I'd probably do it. I'd try to give up Rico before 80, and Chase Brown I'd try and give up last. And I don't think you can do that straight up. Chase Brown's got a much higher ADP. You got to get something back, but you know, you need to get Quorum. That guy that snagged him probably kind of knew that you're gonna come to him and try and make some trade. But nice team, really good squad. Kyron, Gibbs, Waddle, Rice, Kincaid, Najee, Coleman, Chase Brown, Deontay. I give up Deontay, Rico, Palmer, 80 Mitchell. I would look to maybe do like a bigger deal. Give him Najee, get Coleman another piece that you could really use. But don't do that for a scrub. I just mean, like, I think Najee could get you something solid. Maybe. Is that Jamar Chase? That might be Jamar Chase. If that's Jamar Chase, you're looking really good. But yeah, I would give up Deontay in a heartbeat. Deontay's got some good value. I think you could get maybe, if you can't get him for Deontay or Rico Dowdle, who's a starter in most people's eyes, or a future starter for Dallas because Zeke is not going to, then that guy just isn't going to trade him, you know. Smitty, I traded Pollard, Cooper for Coleman, Zamir. Yeah, I think Cooper's got higher value than this trade, maybe not, but I like Zamir Coleman better quietly. Like, not that you couldn't maybe have gotten more, I don't know, but at the end of the day, like, I like it. I like the players better.
To the moon.
But sometimes, you know, it doesn't mean that the trade shouldn't have gotten you something else back. 10-team PPR, moonshot for the $9.99 hauler. Appreciate you. 8th pick. I'm keeping Lamb in the 2nd. Hall, Gibbs, Pacheco, Taylor, and White are all keepers. Was thinking of going after Kyron with my 1st pick. Any other suggestions? So, Hall, Gibbs, gone. So, Kyron. Kyron or Achane is my go-to, bro. Fantastic. 8 pick, keeping Lamb. So, yeah. Barkley's a thought. If it's a one keeper anyway, and you're keeping Lamb next year, so you don't necessarily need to worry about whether there's keeper value attached. But I would definitely go Kyron or Achane. Barkley, ETN are all fantastic players to potentially grab there. Other RBs that come to mind would be, let me just take a glance at some rankings. God, I'm in a draft right now where someone took Mostert at 15 overall. And they took so many. What in the hell? They took Josh Allen at 10, Mostert at 15. This is in order. Hurts at 34, Sam Laporta, Keenan Allen, Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy. It's not a super flex. What in the heck is this person doing? They literally took Josh Allen, Raheem Mostert in the 2nd round. Like, that's so dumb because you could take him in the 4th round. Like, without even, that's reaching. You take Josh Allen, Mostert. This is the best ball. Weekly winner. It's slow draft. I got a bunch of weekly winner slow drafts still going. Josh Allen, Mostert, Hurts, Sam Laporta, Keenan Allen, Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy, Brandon Cooks. Unbelievable. My team in that draft is Garrett Wilson, Kyron, Travis Kelce, Mahomes, Rashee Rice, Coleman, Roma Dunze. And I'm on the clock. That's unbelievable. 10-team league. But anyway, yeah, Kyron Achan. You said JT's being kept, right? JT, Pacheco, Gibbs, Hall. That means that I assume CMC's being kept as well. Barkley. What do we got going on here? Who dropped gifted memberships? Who dropped gifted memberships? Let me pull it up. 10 gifted memberships from Young. Young to the moon.
To the moon.
I appreciate you, Young. Yeah, that's. I mean, ETN's a consideration as well, Hezo, but HN and Kyron by a mile. Then maybe Barkley because it's only a one keeper and Lamb's going to be your keeper. Thank you, Young, for dropping those. And then thank you, everybody else, for the super chats. Thank you to Ian. Combat, Megas, Miles, Tom, Nicholas, Jared, Penix, Colin, Navage, Pierce, Hezo, and Nicholas. Nicholas, Hezo, and Pierce, you guys are all here, right? I think I saw a couple of you. I'm sorry about the delay on the answers there. Let me see if... I may have missed your answer, but let me know if you're here. I appreciate you. Smitty, are you near Phoenix? No, I'm in Phoenix. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Thank you for the gifted memberships there, Young. You're the man, the myth, the legend. I'll see you all later.
He's Kyron. He's 7 feet tall, and he knows how to handle a ball. He's Kyron, he can take frowns and turn them upside down with his touchdowns.
We might have to do something to where when people drop $100 haulers, they get to claim one of the video drops as brought to you by. So, like an example, if somebody wanted to claim the Brees Hall at the end, potentially the beginning, do something like, like this.
Brees Hall is 8 foot tall. He will always answer the mother freaking call. Don't let him fall. In the third, don't stall. Just give Batman the freaking football.
He's Brees. He's Brees.
He does a hull of a job. A hull of a job. A hull of a job.
Brees Hall, please report to the moon.
He does a hull of a job.
Like something like that where, it's like it becomes, you're the sponsor of the video drop. And then at the end, be like, boom. I don't know. We might have something. Some of you love these, so much that you want to be the one that sponsors it. We'll think about it. Appreciate you all. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you all tomorrow. Thank you, Young Gifting 10, then Gifting 5. The man, the myth, the legend. We could also do something where somebody drops a $250 or a $200, something significant. They get to request any video drop they want. So like Ron Navy, I could see Ron Navy coming in here and being like, I want a Pickens one by Friday. Here's $250. Boom. And then it'll say brought to you by Ron Navy. This might be a thing. All right. See you all later. Appreciate you. Idea. Stock on the rise on that idea. Deuces. Hit the like button on the way out the door. We only have 124 thumbs up, but still about 200 of you in here. Appreciate you.